Hello! Living here in California for almost 20 years, I've never been to Las Vegas. For number one, I thought it was too far. Number two, I thought it was gamblers only. By the way, that was a speed trap on the left. So we stayed in Circus Circus. It costed $20 per day plus $40 resort fee a day. So it costed around $60 per day. Circus Circus is almost at the end of the north of the strip. So downtown of Las Vegas is pretty close. So first night we went to downtown to find a restaurant called Tony Roma's because we've seen the deal of $13.99 lobster and steak on YouTube. When you get there by 9, you actually have to wait like 1 hour. And they close at 11, so make sure you get there earlier. The food was great, better than I expected. And after that, we were driving around to see this fountain. We couldn't park, but could see the last show at 11:45. Next morning, we ate $2 cocktail shrimp and $2 hot dog. The sauce was awesome. And after 1 p.m., we started walking toward Angkor. And we were looking for Wynn Botanical Garden. It was a little bit smaller than I imagined from watching YouTube videos, but actually second half continues after a little bit of walk. That was probably why. After Angkor and Wynn, we briefly walked inside the Palazzo, and between Palazzo and the Venetian, you will see the sphere like this from the top of the bridge. The Venetian felt like very big and complicated inside. We were looking for the gondola, but later we learned that it is located second floor. So we kind of went everywhere, this direction, that direction, sometimes repeated the same direction. We got lost many times, but eventually we could find that fake ceiling. You can see the sprinklers. It was so cool. It was prettier than actual sky actually. And we could eventually find the gondola. It's $40 per person when you share with others, and it is $156 if you choose not to share with others. Maybe sharing is not a bad option. This is me. I waited until there's nobody and then threw the coin. I saw some $1 bills inside too. And I saw many boats being charged, so they are technically EV. Walking out from gondola area, we saw the bar by Robot. Felt futuristic. Then we headed to Flamingo. There were not many birds as I expected. And then we went to this restaurant right close by the habitat. And the tomato soup was really good. In comparison, taquitos were not as good as tomato soup, but they gave lots of guacamole, so that's a plus. Then we walked a little bit and went to this Mediterranean shawarma place. I like the salad green part. We chose lamb plus beef option, and it was around $15. Recommended if you're hungry. Then we went to candy store. Next to it is Sugar, and saw Elvis Presley made of jelly beans, and checked out some sour jellies. Although they all looked delicious, we couldn't buy all because they are probably unhealthy. So we got around this much first time. Then we headed to the Paris hotel and sat down, just to give ourselves some rest because we walked all day almost after 1 p.m. We didn't know that previous person's wedding was at $9, so we put $10 in, and that $9 just went straight to the toilet. Then we tried another machine. We were not lucky that time too. Anyways, we moved to Bellagio and saw those beautiful glass flowers and headed toward Botanical Garden. Air was so fresh here at Botanical Garden, although there were so many people despite it was beginning of May and weekday, which was Tuesday. These flowers purified the air so well because it smelled so full of oxygen and flowery at the same time. And this Bellagio Botanical Garden is for sure seasonal because I haven't seen them when I checked out Las Vegas trip videos before I went to Las Vegas. And it felt like as if I dropped in the middle of Disney cartoon or something. It was so unreal, but in a good way. After the botanical garden, we actually had to find a seat to rest a little bit because we've been walking a lot. When the YouTuber said you were gonna walk a lot, I didn't take it seriously, but you do walk a lot. Anyways, after that, we went to Chocolate Fountain. According to them, this is the world's biggest chocolate fountain made of dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and white chocolate. Then we came outside to watch the fountain show. And interestingly, the Paris Eiffel Tower also started showing some light show. And at this point, I was confused if they were collaborating or competing with each other. One thing to note is if you watch the fountain show right next to Bellagio building, you wouldn't hear much music. It seems like the speakers next to buildings do not work while the fountain show is playing. Then we headed to get some ice cream. Although Duck Donut is mostly about donuts, they had ice cream. And we got the sour flavor vegan watermelon ice cream. They were great. Then we headed to High Roller. During the daytime for adult, it's $25. During the nighttime, it's $40. The ride is around 30 minutes long. And from afar, I thought like 2 people would fit in one. But no, you are actually sharing with like 6 or 7 other people. We could help each other taking nice photos. We could see the spheres and those skyscrapers from above. And maybe sitting toward the door you just came into the ride is better because that's toward the strip side. The other side has only sphere and nothing interesting. But I feel like you can overall just walk around too to check out 360 degrees. After the ride, we got a little bit hungrier, so we went to In-N-Out, which was super close to this High Roller. The taste was same as LA's, except the potatoes were not as fresh. And then we went to watch the volcano show at Mirage. We arrived at 11 p.m., but it didn't play until like 11:19, and we figured out that it was cancelled because of windy condition. It was this windy. So we headed back to our stay and then stayed overnight to refresh after 10 hours of walking. After deep sleep, we went to arcade located on the 2nd floor of Circus Circus. We haven't walked around the whole floor, so we are not sure if arcade is only this big, but this is how it looked. We loaded the card $10 and that was equal to 100 points, which was enough to do 2 car rides and playing on the toy vending machine. I don't know how to call them. This one says winner every time, but the prize itself was not that impressive. But hey, it's still fun. And we moved to another vending machine. That one was slightly more challenging to me, but I was so happy that my strategy worked. Yeah. Then we headed to the D located in downtown of Las Vegas. Specifically for this game called the Sigma Derby. It's a horse racing game and you are betting on the odds. Each bet is only 25 cents. Each time right before the end of the race, horses run faster and you are betting how many horses actually won out of how many horses who are close to win. 2 in 5, like 3 in 5, 4 in 5 even, or 1 in 2. There were many options. And see, from here they start running faster. That day I learned that I'm fine with this kind of gambling. We played 1.5 hours, spent only $15 and won $5 back. Because the D is very close to Tony Roma's, the restaurant we tried first day, we parked in the main street parking lot and went to the restaurant right next to Tony Roma's. The food there was more like Panda Express with more extras like cookie. But food was soggy and watery. They were steamed too much or sitting around too much. But the chili dog, which had 1/3 pound of beef only sausage, was very impressive. Anyways, the trip was 2 nights, 3 days long, and we still couldn't check out New York, Luxor kind of other hotels because Strip is that big. But overall, it was very enjoyable. Thanks for watching. Bye.